Oh, so how's everyone doing? Hopefully we'll get some people in. Let me just check Discord really quick. Hmm, interesting. No chance. Ahoy uploaded? Right, we'll look into Ahoy in a minute. But we're doing something a bit different this time. We're gonna do a just chatting this time around. Instead of me normally playing my Mountain Blade Warband. I'm actually gonna give a bit of a talk and a bit of a, not much of a shout out, but videos or YouTube channels that you should definitely know about. And I've got plenty if you go onto my subscriptions, which we can check right here. Mm. Hey, I'm live. So as you can see, I've got quite a few. I believe this is not all of the ones that I watch, but it's definitely a lot of interesting channels that you might want to know about. And it all depends on what mood you're on, and it depends on what you enjoy doing and watching. But I would honestly say that if you are into my kind of, if you like learning like as much as I do, a lot of these channels are amazing for that. So I'm not actually quite sure where to start with with this. Should I just go? Quite weird, because normally I'd be playing. So maybe that's what I should do. If I That sounds like a good idea actually. Let me switch back to Warband and talk for a little bit, just so I can get the viewers in, and then not native diplomacy. We'll talk a little bit. I'm just getting the Warband started. Get the music on, get a few people watching, and then obviously when it's worth mentioning the channels, then I'll definitely come back to them. I think that's the way to go, to be honest. Right, let me check who I'm at war with. Oh, pretty much everyone. Except the Rodox. They're the only ones leaving me alone. I think that's because they're afraid of me anyways. Oh, did I want anything from them? Yeah, sure, I'll take it. That's one less kingdom on my back anyways. Now the Serenades, I know they're not happy with me, but that's okay. See if I can sell these prisoners. Dirham, Praven, Ravendin, Gel Color. So I think Dirham's the closest one. So let's go and sell the prisoners there real quick. Count. Yeah, that's the one down there. I'll go and defend it in a minute. I should have time. Grade these bad boys. I've got my siege gear on. It's interesting that they actually want to fight me. It's not like they can. I mean, Halau's the only one that can actually beat me on there. I'm quite confused. There we go. So what I'll do now is see if I can spread them out. Take these bad boys out. Yeah, just one wounded. We're doing well. And one dead now. Don't even know what they are, to be honest. Yeah, I'm heading in the right direction. Okay, I see him. There we go. A few prisoners, take a bit of money as well. I'm sure they'll give me some good stuff from this battle. Definitely take the more experienced troops. Sure. That's it, that's all I can carry. So before I do that, let me just put my food away. Get it all back. Yeah, I'm running low on food now. So go and sell this. Raid some caravans on the way. Make a bit of money out of these guys as well. Oh no, I've already raided that guy. Let's go Dirham again. Hopefully it's still there. Yeah. They dropped the siege as soon as I entered. I've got a slaver chief. I didn't realise I had a slaver chief in my party. A lot of Saranids, got a lot of Saranid prisoners, which is quite good. Means that they've not got a lot of strength right now to fight me. Go and sell everything, including the gear. $20k. $20k. It's expensive, man. I'm okay. I'll skip. So now I have to go and defend that. As usual, it's just another day in the office. He's going for a military campaign, but I bet you he doesn't go and defend Okuba. And seeing that I've got 3 of their lords, I'm assuming this party is going to be quite small. Yeah, it's only a few of them. So I can put in my siege gear and we can have a nice chat. Hello, Red Viper. How you doing, my friend? Welcome to the stream. You've been busy today? Been up to anything? So today I wanted to do somewhat of a different stream from the usual. I wanted to do a just chatting stream where I pretty much show you in general, you guys in general, where I get a lot of my content from. Not only content, but my knowledge, like YouTube channels that have give you really good information. Because nowadays we kind of get distracted watching shit videos that don't actually help you get any smarter, if you know what I mean. While they're enjoyable to watch, and I always say if something made you smile, don't regret it. However, you can still, if you watch the right channels that give you the right amount of entertainment while still being informative, I think that's what kind of content's worth watching. Because a lot of the content on YouTube, which has always been like this, not just nowadays, it's actually just, you're just pretty much wasting your time. Where you watch 5 videos and you realize you've actually not learned anything. And on an age where time is very scarce, we don't have time for everything. I feel like it's important to pick your channels when you want information. If you just want entertainment, then any channel will do. But if you actually want to enjoy yourself while learning, I think there's quite a few good channels out there that can help you do that. Like, I consider my streams to be informative, because that's kind of the content that I'm going for. You come in and you can either just mute me and watch me play Mountain Blade, or you can watch me play Mountain Blade while talking about random shit, or you can join on the stream, have a chat with me, and we'll have an open conversation about any subject that I have the minimal amount of information on. So I thought that today it could be one of them streams that, you know, I try a new format, which might not carry on with, but just see how it goes, see if people enjoy it. Instead of simply playing Mountain Blade throughout the whole thing, because it gets quite boring. A lot of the times you don't even watch what I'm doing on the game. I thought it might be worth trying a different format, a somewhat different format. But obviously I can't do that if there's nobody to watch. It's like, if a tree falls in the woods, does it make a sound? You know, because there's nobody there to hear it. So did I ever say anything like that? So that's kind of the concept. I'm just going to wait until, because I usually do get a good amount of viewers around this time. It's not many, it's always the same loyal ones that end up showing. And when they do show up, then I'll move on to the main bulk of the content for today. Meanwhile, we can still talk about all sorts of random shit. So I do understand that at some point some of the people might not get interested in the content that I'm showing, because I'll be going through a few YouTube channels, and I do understand that's maybe some of the channels and the videos that I'm going to be playing, because I'm going to explain what the channel's about, and then I will play a video or two by them. That's the whole concept behind it. And it's not, again, like I said, it's not something that's going to be the main bulk of the channel. It's just something I'm going to do every now and then to keep things interesting. Because otherwise it just gets monotonous playing the same game. And while I do understand that some people might want to watch me finish the win, basically, finish Calradia, conquer all of it, and become the actual pointy stake empire, it gets boring for me more than anything. I feel like this variety is the spice of life, and if you have enough of it, then life never gets boring. So if I do want to finish this series and conquer all of Calradia, I think the healthiest thing for me to do is to put a bit of variety in it, just so I don't get extremely bored. Because like sometimes I think, do I really want to go back? I remember what happened last time. I got wrecked and I lost a castle. Actually, there was at some point I lost 2 cities in a castle, all in a row. Because we conquered too much shit and we couldn't hold all of it, because it's basically just me defending everything. And we lost, like, pretty much everything. Well, not everything, but we lost 2 cities in a castle. And it made me rage quit. And the next day I thought to myself, do I really want to go back? And I made myself go back because I knew there would be people here to talk about, you know. And I knew that regardless of what happens, I'll be fine. I mean, it's just a game. And you can always come back on this game. It's not like it's game over after that. But sometimes I just need to get my mind off of it instead of pushing through. So that's the whole idea behind this. So I believe these guys are stuck, right? Yeah, I think that's the whole gist of it. Oh, easy, bro. Now there's this guy here I cannot reach. But I think I've won this battle, right? Can't take that because I've got no sheath. But if I go back, I can pick up one off the floor and shoot that guy from a distance. So let me just get a sheath off the floor. Nope, I can't find one. So if I retreat, do I win or do I lose? There's 2 in there, actually. I know that they're behind there, but they're bugged. They're not. Right, I'm going to retreat. I don't think that I've got an option on this matter. So that's it. I've just won the battle. Another prisoner, awesome. Pretty sure that soon they should surrender. And do I want anything from them? Yeah, what's that castle called? Terama Castle. One second, my thingy froze. My chat froze. There we go. See what's up here. The nods. Right, who wants to die first? You? Okay. Wait for some time. They're gonna break siege. Now I'm gonna switch my gear. Let's take some nodes down. Against 700? Yeah, sure. Will be easy. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. The real legend. How you doing, my friend? For crying out loud. I'm fine. What have you been up to today? I have been working, I guess. And, I've had a stir fry for dinner, which was awesome. I love stir fry. I've not had stir fry before last month for ages, and then at some point I decided I really enjoyed Chinese, so I started making more stir fries. And yeah, I've been having the stir fry every week now. I would just buy the ingredients and then make it myself. Except for the sauce. I don't know how to make the sauce, so I just buy it pre-made. I mean, it only takes a few minutes to cook it up anyway, so... So today's going to be a bit different, the content. So my plan is to make this, as you can probably read on the description, I'm gonna make this more of a just chatting later down on the stream life of today. So instead of playing Mount and Blade all day or all night, so to say, for the 3 hours that I'm here, I am actually gonna put YouTube on. We're gonna watch a few channels that have where I get my information from, basically. Not only where I get my information from, but where... Ouch. The channels that I enjoy watching overall, and that I think people should know about. Well, if you like my channel, if you like watching my stream, then you should definitely check out these YouTube channels. Does that sound like a fun thing to do? It's something I'm going to try. It's not something I'm going to do consistently, like I was saying earlier. It's not something I'm going to do every day. It's just something to break the monotony of playing Mount and Blade. Because it reaches a point, like, it's like, do I really want to be playing Mount and Blade, like, fucking 7 days a week, or whatever? The answer is no, I don't. I want to sometimes have a break from the game. And I'd like to play other games, but I'm completely horrible at them, and nobody gives a fuck about them. How are we doing? We seem to be winning. Even though we're getting a lot of deaths. And a lot of wounded. That's okay by me, because I'll just recover really quick from these losses. I'll just get a few sweating recruits and I'll be up and running. No time. Oh, we just got more reinforcements. Well, I'm pretty sure they're on their last wave. Yeah, does that sound like something you'd be interested in watching, Hardy? Because you're like one of the main pillars of the community. So you're the guy that shows one of the guys that shows up day in and day out, regardless of how shit the content is, just because you like poking fun. So usually it's a good idea to ask you, and usually you'll tell me. Don't know, I'll still learn nevertheless. It's good to hear. I'm gonna leave it for now. Back in the castle, hide for a little bit. Yeah, sure, take. Pretty sure I can take these guys on with no problems. My chat's dead again, for crying out loud. There we go. Yeah, that raid yesterday was really nice. It was nice to see the channel get flooded with new people. Not for long though. I don't know if you noticed, but there was like 18 viewers, and then when after the stream crashed, it went back down to pretty much the 5 or 6. Now you got me questioning: are those people being hosted by the guy who sent it? And then obviously when the stream crashed, he auto-hosted to someone else and they were still on his channel. They were just lurking basically. Or do you reckon those guys were bots? Because that's quite interesting. Because I'd expect, like, if people were staying, then if the stream went down, because it only went down for a couple of minutes. So I'd assume that if people were watching the content and then the stream crashed and you come back up straight away, I wouldn't think that I'd lose all the viewers that were there already, unless they weren't real viewers. I mean, it depends on what exactly you're watching. And no one probs bots or lurking the stream from the hoster. Yeah. And I'll be watching stuff that I normally, the channels that I'm gonna be showing, they're pretty much on par with what I talk about. If that makes sense. So anything regarding technology, anything regarding science, then that's what these channels will feature. Also, anything related to Mountain Blade, I've got a few channels that relate to it. So again, there will be relevant to the stream. I'm not just gonna put random shit that nobody's interested in because it doesn't make sense for the channel. The channels that I'm gonna be showing, they do make sense in the context of the stream. They're informational channels, most of all, but they're also quite entertaining to watch, which is kind of what I'm going for with the stream. Make it informational and make it interesting. That literally everything, like medieval things, I'm interested in, but I don't care about economical way of China. Yeah, no, that's not the kind of thing that I'm going to be going for. So, you know, I'll talk about biology and shit like that, and I talk a lot about neural networks and everything. Most of the channels I show will talk about the same things that I talk about. And I might do it like once a month, content like this, to keep it varied. And then go back to the channels that I show on here and kind of watch new videos that they upload. And watch it with the viewers, so you, and kind of comment over it and discuss the topics being shown, and then we can have a conversation about it, or discussion about if we agree with it, or you know, stuff like that. Because just because someone's saying it on a video doesn't mean it's correct. Regardless of how much research they do. Because I do a lot of research into the topics that I talk about, and sometimes I'm wrong. That's just the way things are. So it'd be nice to see if we could have a discussion about stuff about those videos. And I might actually be able to show you a few channels that you didn't know about on YouTube. Because I do watch quite a lot of videos on medieval topics in general. So let me just tie this up, make sure there's no loose ends happening right now in the game, and then we can move on. Let's go to Praven really quick. Can't sell it. Fuck it. Yeah, it's all pretty decent. Okay, so let's start this off. Leave it there. There's nothing under attack. There's nothing I need to worry about as of yet. So let me pause the music. Let me get YouTube back up. And let me switch to desktop. Hey. So you said that you like medieval things. Now, one of my favorite, I don't think I'm subscribed to him for some reason. I swear I was. Name's Shad. Shadiversity. That's his channel.
Greetings, I'm Shad.
Hello, Chad. How you doing? So, as you can see, he does a lot of content on anything medieval. I think he's got a degree in something like that. I know him. He's a really good YouTuber. And as you can see, he's got way too much content for even me to watch. So if you know him, I quite like this one. Why fantasy dungeons are stupid. That's quite a good video to watch. I watched this because I started watching what comes after The Last Jedi, the last Star Wars on the trilogy. I started watching it. I was about 20 minutes in, and something happened in the film, and I literally had to pause it and stop watching it because it just, yeah, I just couldn't watch it anymore. So I came to this guy, and it was quite interesting to watch. Skullgrim is also interesting if you are into real. Aye, he's really good. I quite like this guy as well. He does a lot of role playing, not role playing. He does a lot of sword fighting by himself, and he did a video. I discovered this guy by watching a For Honor video that he did. And yeah, he's really good with his content as well. That if you like, oh, I forgot what his name was. Built my sword to end them rightly. Yeah, he talks about unscrewing the pommel on a weapon, on a sword, namely.
Great.
So if you know about these guys already, then I think I'm going to struggle to show you something new. Let me see all my subscriptions. Escape is just really fun videos as well. I mean, apart from them two, not really. I know Spirit of the Lord does Age of Empires videos. Pete Complete, he does the RimWorld Ice Sheet Tribal Challenge, and he starts with nothing. That was a really good series. I've not watched it till the end, but I definitely need to. He also plays XCOM, and you can see pretty much he's a completionist. So he does really interesting videos when it comes to stuff like that. But when it comes to anything more medieval than that, apart from that channel that I showed yesterday, which I forgot his name already, Historia Civilis. He does anything related.
Are you looking to start an Amazon business?
No, I'm not. He does anything related to Roman times and a bit before medieval times. And the animations on this are spot on. And he talks about a lot about Rome and battles, tactical. Talks about tactics a lot in his videos. So if we go, did you know about this channel? I'm pretty sure I showed it yesterday. Siege of Cleopatra was really interesting. Can animals commit crimes? That was also a very interesting video. I guess we can go for... We can go for this battle, I guess.
Standing desk.
Overrated.
And cut. Mark that one done in Monday.com.
Awesome. So let's watch this video really quick because I've not seen it and I'm pretty sure that you'd be interested in it anyways.
It was May of the year 334 BCE, and Alexander the Great's invasion of the Persian Empire had just begun. For the moment, Alexander's stated goal was to pursue a policy of liberation for the Greek city-states living under Persian rule. At least, that's what he was telling everybody, and at this point, there was no reason to doubt him. As the Macedonian expedition into Asia kicked off, it was already at risk of drowning under its own weight. Somehow they managed to send 47,000 people across the Hellespont, but this meant that they only had enough money to feed and pay them for about a month. After that, the Macedonian state would become insolvent. Everything depended on immediately winning some kind of major victory, and using the spoils of that victory to finance the rest of the campaign. The whole endeavor was built on a financial house of cards. Alexander and the Macedonians began their campaign by marching on one of the larger regional cities. Capturing this city would solve their financial problem, at least in the short term. Alexander sent word that the Macedonians were here to liberate the city, only to receive word back that they were perfectly happy with Persian governance. This was not a great start to the campaign. They were being told that the whole justification for their invasion was incorrect, and that the locals actually enjoyed the perks of living in the Persian Empire. Alexander didn't have the time or resources to invest in a proper siege.
The sound is weird. Well, define weird. Is it breaking, or is it just weird pitched? Like mumbling.
So he was forced to leave with his tail between his legs. One story claims that the locals bribed him to leave their city alone,
Is that any
but
better?
there's no way to verify this. With one setback under his belt, Alexander marched east. Along the way, small undefended villages surrendered to him, but this was purely symbolic. In order to really shake things up, the Macedonians would need to capture a major city, or win a decisive victory against the Persians. By the way, where were they? While this was going on, a council of Persian governors were deciding how they should respond to the Macedonian invasion. One of the people invited to this meeting was a man named Memnon of Rhodes, a Greek national working for the Persians who was in charge of a division of Greek mercenaries. Memnon was familiar with Macedon, and more importantly, he was familiar with the Macedonian economy. He knew that this tiny country must be bleeding itself dry in order to field an army of this size. With this in mind, Memnon advocated a scorched earth policy. Burn the crops, evacuate the towns, and pull back. Use the Persian fleet to cut the Macedonians off from the Greek mainland. By the end of the year, he argued, the Macedonians would be suing for peace without the need for any bloodshed. The Persian governors looked at Memnon like he'd lost his damn mind. This Greek was advising them not to attack the invading Greek army. The governors rejected his advice. Instead, they decided to combine their forces and attack the Macedonians directly. By the way, history tells us that Memnon was nothing but loyal. A retreat would have been politically hard to justify, but his analysis was correct. A scorched earth policy would have confounded the Macedonian plans. Instead, the Persians were doing exactly what Alexander wanted them to do.
Come on, I'm not interested about Game of Thrones game. There we go.
Before too long, Alexander started to hear reports that there was a Persian army waiting for him near the Granicus River, only a day's march away. He immediately set out to meet them and arrived sometime in the mid-afternoon. The Persians had sensibly taken a defensive position on the other side of the river. The river was crossable on foot, but the banks were unusually muddy and steep. Climbing the banks of the river in the middle of a battle would totally mess up the Macedonian phalanxes and would grind any potential cavalry charge to a halt. Estimates for the sizes of the two armies vary wildly in all directions, but the historical consensus is that the Macedonians had between 35 and 50,000 men, and that the Persians had between 35 and 40,000, giving the Macedonians a slight numerical advantage. My own personal theory is that the real Macedonian number was around 47,000, and that the discrepancy comes from some of the ancient sources forgetting to count the 10,000 Macedonians that were already in Asia, waiting for Alexander to arrive. Plus, we have reliable numbers from later battles, so you either have to argue that the Macedonian army magically grew over time, or that the army started out at the larger end of the spectrum. Anyways, reasonable people disagree, but in my opinion, the Macedonians had 47,000 men, and the Persians had between 35 and 40,000. Memnon of Rhodes was present with his 5,000 or 6,000 elite Greek mercenaries, but even with his help, the Persians knew that they were outclassed in the infantry department. However, they also had with them between 10 and 20,000 of some of the best heavy cavalry in the world, which was double or triple the number that Macedon had. The Persians placed their cavalry at the front of their line, ready to charge as soon as the Macedonians reached the bank of the river. They would hold their light infantry and Greek mercenaries in reserve. It was not entirely clear how the Macedonians should proceed. It was late in the day, and the Granicus River stood between them and the enemy. What should they do? Alexander's second-in-command, Parmenion, advised him to encamp for the night and wait. He argued that since the Macedonians had superior numbers, the Persians might want to pull back and wait for reinforcements. If so, the Macedonians should just let them. In Parmenion's opinion, attacking across the river was an unnecessary risk. Alexander responded, saying something like, "It would be a disgrace if, after crossing the Hellespont, this tiny river stood in our way for even a moment." He also went on about the courage and valor of the Macedonian
We're
people,
strong.
blah blah blah, a bunch of nonsense. For the record, historians seriously disagree over whether or not this conversation actually took place. It pops up in one of our less reliable ancient sources, and it kicks off a pattern that repeats itself over and over again, where Alexander is faced with a problem, Parmenion suggests a rational solution, and Alexander does the exact opposite. Many have argued, and it's a legitimate argument, that we're not really supposed to take these conversations at face value, but instead see them more as a literary device created by the author to highlight Alexander's unique style of leadership. So, if we're not sure that this conversation happened...
So yeah, basically, because obviously these are writings that people have wrote, and obviously he's read them, and it's basically to create a, like you said, a problem that the main character, which is Alexander in this case, needs to overcome. And to build his character, the author usually tells us that Alexander would go with the exact opposite way of what seems rational. So it could be storytelling, or it could be actual truth. We can't tell for sure.
Why did I include it here? Well, if Parmenion wasn't giving this kind of advice, he definitely should have been. Attacking across a river after a long day's march is a very bad idea. Parmenion knew this, but his advice went unheeded. Alexander ordered an immediate attack across the river. The Macedonians deployed for battle, with their heavy infantry in the center and their companion cavalry on the wings. The king would take command of the right flank, and Parmenion would take command of the left. The Persians could see Alexander with his distinctive armor and his bodyguards, and repositioned some of their own cavalry in response. Alexander initiated the battle by ordering his center to advance, sending his heavy infantry and some cavalry into the river. The Persians hit the Macedonians with every arrow at their disposal as they slowly made their way across the river. Then, on the Macedonian right, Alexander charged with his companion cavalry. Parmenion, on the left, did the same. But unlike Parmenion, Alexander and his cavalry didn't go straight across the river. Instead, they crossed at a sharp angle, ignoring the enemy opposite them and heading straight for the Persian center. When they got up the bank of the river, they charged. Suddenly, the Macedonian companion cavalry, led by the king himself, were in the midst of the Persian lines, fighting in all directions at once. There was a violent, chaotic struggle. One source describes the cavalry being crammed so tightly together that they were fighting more like infantry, standing still and hacking away with their swords and spears in order to make incremental gains. Alexander was right there in the middle of this. His ancient Trojan shield took several direct hits, and his distinctive armor attracted a lot of Persian attention. At some point, Alexander's spear snapped, and he had to grab another one from his bodyguard. It was intense. It wasn't long before a second wave of Persian cavalry arrived to reinforce the center. Alexander rallied the companions and charged for a second time. Mid-charge, somebody threw a javelin right at the king, but Alexander managed to catch it with his Trojan shield. He yanked the javelin free and then charged straight at the person who threw it, one of the enemy cavalry commanders. Alexander and the Persian cavalry commander met on the battlefield. Alexander's spear took the Persian in the chest, puncturing his armor and wounding the rider. The impact snapped the tip off of Alexander's spear, rendering the weapon useless. Although he was wounded, the cavalry commander stayed on his horse. Sword in hand, he prepared to strike Alexander down, who was basically just sitting there holding a big stick. As a last resort, Alexander gave one final thrust with his broken spear. Macedonians were deadly accurate with these weapons, and it paid off here, because the splintered end of the spear hit the Persian rider right in the face, knocking him off his horse. Alexander's victory was short-lived, because while he was doing this, another Persian came up behind him, lodging his sword into the back of the king's head, cutting clean through his helmet and into his scalp.
Fuck.
Dazed, Alexander was somehow able to draw his own sword and kill his attacker. While his back was turned, a third Persian rider charged, sword in the air, ready to kill the king. At the last moment, one of Alexander's personal bodyguards, named Cletus the Black, which is just the best name ever, cut the guy's arm off, saving the king's life.
Fuck. That's intense, man.
Alexander's personal bodyguards rallied to his side and fought some kind of defensive action around the king. Our sources don't explicitly say why this happened, but some people believe that it's because Alexander fell unconscious. This makes the most sense to me, but I want to make it clear that none of our ancient sources actually say this. While Alexander was perhaps unconscious on the ground, the Macedonian heavy infantry were still trickling across the river. Just take a moment to appreciate how much of a disaster this was. Their king was wounded, perhaps unconscious, perhaps even dying, they didn't know, and the majority of the Macedonian army had yet to join the battle. Parmenion was right. Alexander's charge across the river had indeed been reckless, and one could argue, downright stupid. But say what you will about Alexander's recklessness, the companion cavalry did create enough space for the Macedonian infantry to get themselves across the river. Once they were back in formation, they slowly began to push the Persian cavalry back. Now that the infantry was in the fight, the companion cavalry got a few minutes to recover. In no time at all, Alexander was back up on his horse again. The Persian center was beginning to cave, which meant that it was time to commit their reserves. The Greek mercenaries were well disciplined and held their own, but the Persian light infantry were inexperienced and ill-equipped. The Macedonian phalanxes continued to gain ground. At this key moment, Parmenion, who had been conservatively fighting on the left this entire time, led an incredibly well-timed cavalry charge. This sent most of the Persians into a full rout. The elite Greek mercenaries, however, would not budge. The exhausted Macedonian phalanxes ground to a halt. Alexander, still addled from taking a sword to the head, attempted to rally the army by leading a third and final cavalry charge against the Greek mercenaries. During this charge, Alexander's horse was killed, and the king was thrown to the ground for a second time. Hopefully, at this point, somebody told him to take a knee and cool it with the near-death experiences. The final bit of fighting was tough, but the outcome was inevitable. The Greek mercenaries couldn't take on the entire Macedonian army. They eventually surrendered. Let's talk about losses. All of the 5,000 or 6,000 Greek mercenaries were killed or captured. But because of this, the Macedonians never had a chance to pursue the fleeing Persians, which made their losses remarkably small. Only around 2,500 Persian cavalry were killed. We don't know how many Persian light infantry were lost, but probably not that many, since they were held back for most of the battle. The Persian defeat was decisive, and yet over 3/4 of their army escaped. They got lucky. The Macedonian losses were even smaller than that. According to our sources, it's possible that as few as 150 Macedonians were killed. That number sounds way too low, and it probably is. Again, our sources suck, but bear in mind that 10 times that number would have been wounded as well. Whatever the real number is, it's remarkable that so few Macedonians were lost. It's even more remarkable considering how the king's recklessness almost got him killed multiple times. Alexander was victorious, but he still had massive financial problems. Remember, he had repealed taxation back home, and the entire apparatus of state was basically running off of the spoils of conquest. He looted the enemy camp and sent whatever treasure he could find back home, but frankly, there wasn't much there. In desperation, he enslaved the captured Greek mercenaries and sent them back to Macedon to work in the mines. Enslaving his fellow Greeks was not good PR, considering that the whole justification for this war was the liberation of the Greek people. Anyways, the spoils from the Battle of the Granicus did buy Alexander a few more months. If he could use that time to capture a major city, his financial problems would go away. This was achievable, since the Western Persian Empire now stood largely undefended. However, success brought with it new problems. What had begun as a minor border issue had become an existential threat to the Persian Empire. Darius III of Persia, King of Kings, finally took notice and ordered an army assembled so that he could meet this threat personally.
Damn. So yeah, this is quite an interesting channel to watch. Basically the reason they were in financial problems is because there was no, Alexander said there would be no tax, so he didn't tax anyone. It was a free country to live in, and no, you wouldn't pay tax on shit you buy, you wouldn't pay tax on shit you sell. There would be no tax, and the only way that you could get money into the country is by conquering the surrounding lands and send the spoils of war back, like we've seen, and making money out of people that way. That's how they made their money. So yeah, this is a really interesting channel that I love watching.
Are you looking to start?
No, I'm not. Hey. So, anything interesting, I mean? It's okay. Yeah, it talks more about ancient times, you know, before medieval times. Talks about Rome, talks about Macedon, talks about Carthage and stuff like that. Now, one of my favorite channels of all times, because I've watched every single video that they've put out, and they talk about a lot of stuff that I talk about. I mean, ancient times are just medieval times for us. So I don't know if you know about this this channel or not. Let me see if I can find if you see anything interesting that you want to watch on this channel, just give me a shout and I'll stop and I'll go back. Like quantum computers is it's quite interesting. This is what I wanted to show you.
Kyle Dennis was $80,000 in debt.
Oh, that's good for him.
$5,000 a year.
Ah.
For most of our history, human technology consisted of our brains, fire, and sharp sticks. While fire and
This is
sharp
one of my
sticks became
favourite channels of all
power plants and
times.
nuclear weapons, the biggest upgrade has happened to our brains. Since the 1960s, the power of our brain machines has kept growing exponentially, allowing computers to get smaller and more powerful at the same time. But this process is about to meet its physical limits. Computer parts are approaching the size of an atom. To understand why this is a problem, we have to clear up some basics.
So usually you don't watch their content because you're not really interested in it? Because you didn't finish that. But most of the stuff is not your type? Yeah.
A computer is made up of very simple components doing very simple things, representing data, the means of processing it, and control mechanisms. Computer chips contain modules, which contain logic gates, which...
Can I get rid of subtitles, or is it still weird? It's still mumbling. Because if it's still mumbling, then I can just keep captions on. It's okay.
which contain transistors. A transistor is the simplest form of a data processor.
Let's go back a little bit, just so I can watch it properly, without me talking.
A computer is made up of very simple components doing very simple things, representing data, the means of processing it, and control mechanisms. Computer chips contain modules, which contain logic gates, which contain transistors. A transistor is the simplest form of a data processor in computers, basically a switch that can either block or open the way for information coming through. This information is made up of bits, which can be set to either 0 or 1. Combinations of several bits are used to represent more complex information. Transistors are combined to create logic gates, which still do very simple stuff. For example, an AND gate sends an output of 1 if all of its inputs are 1, and an output of 0 otherwise. Combinations of logic gates finally form meaningful modules, say for adding two numbers. Once you can add, you can also multiply, and once you can multiply, you can basically do anything. Since all basic operations are literally simpler than first-grade math, you can imagine a computer as a group of 7-year-olds answering really basic math questions. A large enough bunch of them could compute anything from astrophysics to Zelda. However, with parts getting tinier and tinier, quantum physics are making things tricky. In a nutshell, a transistor is just an electric switch. Electricity is electrons moving from one place to another, so a switch is a passage that can block electrons from moving in one direction. Today, a typical scale for transistors is 14 nanometers, which is about 8 times less than the HIV virus's diameter and 500 times smaller than a red blood cell's. As transistors are shrinking to the size of only a few atoms, electrons may just transfer themselves to the other side of a blocked passage via a process called quantum tunneling. In the quantum realm, physics works quite differently from the predictable ways we're used to, and traditional computers just stop making sense. We are approaching a real physical barrier for our technological progress. To solve this problem, scientists are trying to use these unusual quantum properties to their advantage by building quantum computers. In normal computers, bits are the smallest units of information. Quantum computers use qubits, which can also be set to one of two values. A qubit can be any two-level quantum system, such as a spin in a magnetic field or a single photon. 0 and 1 are this system's possible states, like the photon's horizontal or vertical polarization. In the quantum world, the qubit doesn't have to be in just one of those, it can be in any proportions of both states at once. This is called superposition. But as soon as you test its value, say by sending the photon through a filter, it has to decide to be either vertically or horizontally polarized. So as long as it's unobserved, the qubit is in a superposition of probabilities for 0 and 1, and you can't predict which it will be. But the instant you measure it, it collapses into one of the definite states. Superposition is a game changer. 4 classical bits can be in one of 2 to the power of 4 different configurations at a time. That's 16 possible combinations, out of which you can use just one. 4 qubits in superposition, however, can be in all of those 16 combinations at once. This number grows exponentially with each extra qubit. 20 of them can already store 1,000,000 values in parallel. A really weird and unintuitive property qubits can have is entanglement, a close connection that makes each of the qubits
One of my
react to a change
favorite.
in the other's state instantaneously, no matter how far they are apart. This means that when measuring just one entangled qubit, you can directly deduce properties of its partners without having to look. Qubit manipulation is a mind bender as well. A normal logic gate gets a simple set of...
So really quickly, the entanglement of the qubits in quantum computers is what I think will allow us to have instant communication in the future. Because if you can assess what one of the qubits is going to be by assessing the other, and you can have the qubits millions of miles away, you can communicate with any part of the universe using that technology, which is what I'm most excited for scientists to mess around with. So let's listen to that again.
A weird and unintuitive property qubits can have is entanglement, a close connection that makes each of the qubits react to a change in the other's state instantaneously, no matter how far they are apart. This means that when measuring just one entangled qubit, you can directly deduce properties of its partners without having to look. Qubit manipulation is a mind bender as well. A normal logic gate gets a simple set of inputs and produces one definite output. A quantum gate manipulates an input of superpositions, rotates probabilities, and produces another superposition as its output. So a quantum computer sets up some qubits, applies quantum gates to entangle them and manipulate probabilities, and finally measures the outcome, collapsing superpositions to an actual sequence of zeros and ones. What this means is that you get the entire lot of calculations that are possible with your setup all done at the same time. Ultimately, you can only measure one of the results, and it will only probably be the one you want, so you may have to double check and try again. But by cleverly exploiting superposition and entanglement, this can be exponentially more efficient than would ever be possible on a normal computer. So while quantum computers will probably not replace our home computers, in some areas they are vastly superior. One of them is database searching. To find something in a database, a normal computer may have to test every single one of its entries. Quantum algorithms need only the square root of that time, which for large databases is a huge difference. The most famous use of quantum computers is ruining IT security. Right now, your browsing, email, and banking data is being kept secure by an encryption system in which you give everyone a public key to encode messages only you can decode. The problem is that this public key can actually be used to calculate your secret private key. Luckily, doing the necessary math on any normal computer would literally take years of trial and error. But a quantum computer with exponential speedup could do it in a breeze. Another really exciting new use is simulations. Simulations of the quantum world are very intense on resources, and even for bigger structures such as molecules, they often lack accuracy. So why not simulate quantum physics with actual quantum physics? Quantum simulations could provide new insights on proteins that might revolutionize medicine. Right now, we don't know if quantum computers will be just a very specialized tool or a big revolution for humanity. We have no idea where the limits of technology are, and there's only one way to find out. This video is supported by the Australian Academy of...
So yeah, quantum computing in general is something that I'm really excited about. I think it is gonna change the way that we see computers in general. But it's not like anyone can pick up a quantum computer on store. Do you know what I mean? They're extremely expensive, and only big companies have access to them. What we'll see right now is not like it's useful for normal people. No, exactly. Yeah, it's completely useless for normal people. So blah blah blah. Let's go on Wikipedia right now. IBM research in Zurich, Switzerland. So that's the condition it's going to be in. Cooled down to 1 Kelvin, which is the minimum temperature that you can actually get in the universe. No, well, it's 0 Kelvin. That's the absolute zero, but nothing can reach that. Just light, nothing can reach the speed of light. And obviously, it's not a computer that anyone can have at home. but that it is something that if we explore it well enough, if it gets studied well enough, it's got big potential, especially with that fucking entanglement. Can it, like, imagine entanglement if we actually managed to get the entanglement working using the superposition. Communication, because they're sending Mars, about Mars 2020, yeah, I've talked about this a lot. It is possible that if they manage to get the technology working, not Mars 2020, there we go. If they can get the technology out, if they can get the technology working, we can communicate with Mars instantly. Just like all our communications down on Earth can be done instantly. So yeah, that'll be quite interesting to see explored. So yeah, that was I don't know how to pronounce that name. Kursktagt, I think that's how it is. And yeah, it is my favorite channel of all times. Now, Kung Fury, it is something that I really want to. Have you ever heard of Kung Fury? Do you even know what it is? It is a film, half an hour film, which I wanted to play today on stream because I've been wanting to watch it for like 2 weeks now, and I've never had the time. I've just been busy, and I thought maybe it's worth showing on the stream for people who've never seen it. So I learned all my C++ programming with this guy here, Chili Tomato Noodle. He's a really good teacher. He's really funny, but he's extremely strict. So he teaches you how to learn as well. He teaches you how to learn code. He's a very meme based, so he keeps the learning process really interesting as well. St. Louis Chess Club is obviously if you want to learn chess and you're interested in chess. Ahoy is a video game kind of channel, but he does, as you can see through the upload schedule, he doesn't upload very often. But he talks about weapons, and he talks about video games. And these videos are very well, especially the Doom one, where you can see, and Quake is an hour long, so there's a lot of content there to dig your teeth into. If you're interested in weapons, you can weapons in video games. That is, you can kind of come on here and see where they kind of get implemented into the video games. So he started off, I believe, doing guides on weapons for the Call of Duty, as you can see here, and then he eventually moved on from that, and he started making content about shit that people actually care about instead of just being Call of Duty. So again, Ahoy's really, really good, especially with his historical shit. And you can see here he's got millions of views on some of his videos. I really want to watch that as well, Explosive Barrels, but I'll leave that for another day. So yeah, Ahoy is really informative. Devon Nash, he's kind of a weird one. He's a Twitch streamer, and I can show you here kind of what he does. He explains the business behind Twitch. Like, he explains everything that happens, but he's a marketer. He's been a marketer for many years, and he knows how the industry works. So if you're interested in how to Twitch, basically he's definitely the guy that you should look into, Devin Nash. Biscuits and Tea Gaming, he is a Bannerlord. Game Dev Underground, he makes kind of like motivational videos on game development. So again, same with the Ask Game Dev. TED Talks, everyone knows what TED Talks are. 32, he puts out a bit of clickbaity videos, but his videos are actually extremely interesting as well to watch. Like the renewable energy scam we all fell for example. And while it is, some of them the truth why everyone's suddenly getting offended, stuff like that, it is a bit clickbaity, but they've definitely got good information behind them. And the other ones, they're just gaming channels that I usually go for. He's a really good, if you're trying to get into investing ever, this guy's actually really good. He explains that he's not trying to sell you anything, he just explains how investing and how it works as well. Again, all these channels are mostly informational. But now we're going to have a break from that, and I really want to play Kung Fury. Because I've been, like I said... Oh, really? Oh, that's interesting. Okay, bye. Wait. So, this is a bit of background. This is like a ridiculous kind of film. So, you might not enjoy it, but this is like one of my favourite independent films of all time. And I've been meaning to watch it, 'cause it's only half an hour, so...
Hey, you got a permit for those guns? I've got your permit right here.
I'm going to disable my cam, just for a little bit. Wait, what? Oh no. There we go.
Yeah, that's my bicep. 1 second, babe. Hello?
What are you gonna do?
My job.
finish. Yeah, so that's the intro to the film, and again, it is very out there. It is kind of crazy, and it is completely unrealistic. But that's the kind of film that it is basically. So I always show people the intro and kind of see the reaction that I usually get, because I've shown this film to a lot of people before, and usually the response that I get is either it's like Marmite, you either love it or you hate it. And I've showed it to my girlfriend, and she pretty much just said, "Yeah, what the fuck's this shit?" But I've shown people the video, and they said that it was one of the best films they've ever seen, independent films. So 1 second. So I'm thinking, what else? The Escapist is really good. He does videos on well, the Escapists used to do zero punctuation videos. I don't know if you've ever seen any zero punctuation, and he used to upload them quite frequently. Nowadays, he's not been doing it for some reason. One second. How far back do I need to scroll? Damn, he's not done them for a long time. Again, I get a lot of reviews of games from this guy. They're not really reviews, they're just a hit piece most of the time. Like Fallout 76 Zero Punctuation. I've actually not seen this. Oh, I have. Might be worth watching though. Just kind of see the points.
So I got a quick question for you. What's more effective for losing weight? Eating less or
all those lies. So we'll see what he says. Let's see if the audio's okay actually.
Fallout 76 is a new Fallout game thoughtfully named after its projected average review score. That was the joke I was gonna go with, on the assumption that it would be the usual Bethesda fare, nice looking but bland and inexplicably popular like most American television presenters. But goodness gracious, Fallout 76 had taken a drubbing in the user reviews. The Metacritic page has produced more red circles than the average venereal infection. Don't tell me that those dastardly unpleasable fanboys who ruined Diablo Immortal's big day in the spotlight have struck again. How dare those horrible nerds make such spoiled entitled demands for reasonably priced franchise installments targeted at the people who made that franchise popular in the first place. It's just bullying, really, isn't it? If only these dissatisfied consumers with very little actual power and influence would stop bullying the poor, innocent, massively wealthy corporations and leave them in peace to hack out inferior garbage designed to siphon money from idiots and exploit what positive emotions remain unstrangled out of existence. Yeah, push that narrative, games industry. It worked for the Ghostbusters reboot. So what is it about Fallout 76 that's teabagging everybody's grandmas? Well, for one thing, it's angling rather blatantly for the open world survival crafting thing that, strangely for such an ambitious concept, has always been more the territory of your smaller developers, your Rusts and your Ark Survival Evolves and your Minecrafts, if you're of an archaeological bent. At least it was back when survival crafting was a hot trend. Fallout 76 is jumping on this bandwagon way too fucking late. The bandwagon pissed off months ago and is currently touring the South Coast. But that's development times for you, and hey, never say die. You can always patch in a battle royale mode. But the reason lower budget developers were doing the survival crafting games is because such things don't really need anything except a world. No obligation for deep storytelling or complex gameplay, just a bunch of crafting rules, and leave the players to find their own fun, building working computer processors with golden cocks coming out the top. Fallout 76 lets you loose on the map with a slap on the bum and a hearty get building those cocks, and remember to take lots of pictures for social media, you little word-of-mouth money spinners, you. But sadly, Bethesda couldn't leave well enough alone, presumably because there were a lot of employees who had to look busy at least until they'd covered this month's mortgage payment. And Fallout 76 tries to be a Fallout RPG as well, ultimately satisfying no one but the Blandness Preservation Committee that doesn't exist. The story is, you were in a nuclear bunker and got let out to the post-apocalyptic wasteland, blah blah blah, but the bunker was entirely on the level, wasn't subjecting its residents to weird experiments, and the overseer seemed to be a perfectly reasonable human being, which made me wonder if the story writer had ever fucking played a Fallout game before. The game has no human NPCs, a fact fact that the marketing blurb is weirdly keen to point out, hey, look at all this work we didn't do. The implication being that the human players create the content. Fair enough, but sadly it's a lie. There are NPCs. No humans, just robots and disembodied voices, but they still talk to you and give you quests, so the no human NPCs thing just feels like an arbitrary self-imposed restriction that doesn't do much more than make the game world feel empty. For the other players don't make their presence felt very much. If your browsing history is anything like mine, well, first of all, delete your history, you sick bastard. And you've no doubt been seeing that live-action Fallout 76 advert with tiresome frequency. It's been constantly popping up like a nervous orgy host as that one. It depicts achingly diverse groups of players having communal wasteland fun times with the tone of an online dating advert, dishonestly depicting smartly dressed attractive people meeting in romantic locations with neither party trying to eat the other one's skin. Yeah, that wasn't representative of my experience, when at any time there'd be like 10 players scattered across the entire map. I only interacted with someone once, when I was curious to know what was making the sound of a baby crying and a couple having an argument. It turns out that any slightest noise your mic picks up will be fucking broadcast over a 200-yard radius, so bear that in mind before you start jerking off to something on the other monitor, lest you attract hordes of players curious to know what's making a sound like a small dog enthusiastically eating pancakes. The exuberant emphasis on multiplayer means that the solo RPG experience has had a lot of the air let out of it, and the result plays like a version of Fallout 4 that was partially taped off of cable TV by a dodgy VCR. Combat is a repetitive affair, with limitless quantities of Fallout brand zombies whose AI just about permits them to move towards you and then slide back and forth like a frozen hot dog on the floor of a moving bus. Game Leader developers attempted to adapt the VATS system to the new format, but as our nagging mothers ever persistently failed to understand, you can't pause a multiplayer game, so enemies can keep moving while you're choosing what to target. Rather than a chance to strategically plot your next few actions, the VATS is now a cheat system for people who can just about summon the effort to vaguely point at the enemy, but can't be bothered to finish the job. Hey, I let other people work the fine details out. I'm the ideas gunman. As for the survival elements, such things hinge on resources being limited, and in accordance with my usual experience with Fallout games, the issue was not so much finding a steady supply of Wasteland Mars bars, as it was finding room for them all in my Wasteland bum bag, alongside the free ammo that spurts from fallen enemies like apologies from a Canadian teenager after their first sexual encounter. So the people wanting a Fallout RPG will find a heavily watered down one with no strong plotline to keep it interesting, and the people wanting a multiplayer survival crafter will find a load of Fallout RPG stuff getting in the way. So once again, a play for broad appeal ends up appealing to no one. And while my grousing about COD Blobs 4 lacking single player was shaky when the story campaigns in such games always hang off the main draw of multiplayer like a bunch of balloons tied to a donkey's hind legs, those expecting a strong plot and solo RPG experience from a Fallout game are on much firmer ground for complaint. People ask me if I worry about the future of the interactive arts in this era of AAA being a constant stream of soulless exploitative knockoffs, but I'm not worried because we've been here before. At the end of the 90s, games like Quake 3 and Unreal Tournament tried to convince us that we didn't really want artistic single-player PC games when we could just pay to run on hamster wheels all day. And look what the 2000s brought us. Deus Ex, Thief 2, Bioshock, Portal, it's always a phase. In the long run, the only eternal guarantor of success is a quality product well made, ideally with tits on the front. The money to be made from knocking off what's popular and exploiting the stupid always dries up eventually, if only because the stupids die out from daring each other to headbutt the ceiling fan.
For crying out loud. So yeah, you can see that he pretty much wrecks. If he says anything, all of his contents was like that. Okay, so this was produced in December 2018. So yeah, the cam is off. I turned it off so we could watch the video without having my ugly face on screen. So yeah, he's got a lot of good content. Most of his zero punctuation shit is actually quite enjoyable to watch, because even though he talks a lot of really fast, which is the point of zero punctuation, the content that he produces is really, really interesting. My channel. So again, definitely, if you want if you want to laugh, have a laugh at the current industry, that's definitely the guy to go for. Yeah, should I jump back on Mountain Blade? Because I don't really have a lot more content to show right now. I mean, Ahoy will show us a bit of explosive barrels. It's 20 minutes long though, so that's quite a long video. So I think I'll watch that by myself. So we'll jump back on. Come on, show my face. There we go. And we'll jump back on Mountain Blade. Just wanted to show something a bit different. I was thinking of playing this War of Mine, but I've not played it in a long time. I don't know if I'd be up to par. And I don't think a lot of people want to watch it anyways. Because I checked the streams, how often streams are on and all that, and it seemed like a dead game more than anything. Like Warband. Except Warband does get people playing it every now and then. The problem with Warband is that most people that watch the streams also play the game. So if they see someone playing, they much rather jump back in their game and play rather than stay around and watch the stream. Which makes sense. That's what I would do, to be honest. Where's Azugan going? Let's follow him. 900? Is that all they're offering for that guy? Yeah, I'll take it. I mean, I'm not complaining. Darkuba. So I'll have to go and defend that fucking thing again. Because sure as hell nobody else is going to. See if I can sell the troops. Nope. Or the prisoners. Aid the caravan. Just because I'm such a nice king. Sorry, emperor. Now that I look at it, we conquered most of the map by now, haven't we? Yesterday I made a lot of progress, because instead of worrying about shit, I was just talking and capturing everything I could as the marshal. I think that's definitely the way to go. Just to make myself the marshal and just take everything. So a lot of the tactics that I use and how I think, it's because I've watched a lot of that. What's in my face? Historia. The guy that was talking about fucking Macedonia going into Persians. Yeah, he shows a lot of tactics. And the tactics that he explains were used by real generals. Okay, so they definitely work. Just like crossing the river is usually a bad idea. That kind of tells you that crossing the river is a bad idea because of the reasons I just showed you. There's you're stopping your cavalry from pushing forward. Your phalanxes or your formations completely destroyed. So yeah, whenever you see me fighting on the river, actually you won't see me fighting on the rivers. Especially with the cav. If I'm fighting cavalry and I've got infantry, then I'll make sure the battle's taking place on the river. Another good place that I got a lot of the tactics that I use for in my gameplay of any game that I play that requires tactics, I got it from Sun Tzu's The Art of War, which is a book. And he's pretty much, you can use it as a philosophy. You can use some of his writings as philosophy. Obviously it's translated, and you shouldn't trust translated stuff 100%. But a lot of the things that he talks there can be used either in real life, like the business that you do with people and how you present yourself to people and the decisions you make in life, but a lot of it is designed to be used in war. It is a book on warfare. And it's not all tactics, a lot of it is strategy. But it's definitely worth checking out. Come on, son. And a lot of the things that I like when it comes to strategizing and making plans, that's the reason why I'm so cautious with everything. It's because of stuff that I've read, and now always consider like, am I making the right decision? Instead of being so intuitive about it and letting intuition do the job. Way too high. I always consider like, what would people who were way more intelligent than me do, basically. Come on, son. That's it. And it's helped me a lot in life, actually, thinking about it. Because while a lot of people are surprised by the shit that happens to them, most of the times I'm not surprised by receiving certain news. I kind of already predicted that they would happen. Especially when it comes to work. Because I see the way things are moving, I usually can tell when something's about to get nasty, or we're about to get really busy, or someone's about to get laid off or whatever. I can see it happen way before they know it's happening. It's good armor, so I'll take it, then I'll sell it. Make a nice profit out of these guys. That's it. I didn't realize that you had no money. No, 300. Nope. I'll keep that helmet. Okay. Damn, these guys are poor, man. I'm gonna have to sell my shit to another city. So I'll take if they give me Tamara, Terama Castle. If they give me Terama Castle, I'll accept. Otherwise, I'll just keep on making their life hell. The way I'll do that is simply camping them out. So he's happy with his king. Actually, why is there no music? There we go. I was wondering, why is it so quiet? Why does it feel quiet? And yeah, the music's off. Swans are a dangerous species, so must take caution. Proceed with caution around Swedens. My kill. Yeah, I'm just gonna camp them out for a little bit until they decide to sue for peace. Oh damn. Oh yeah, I forgot to make the other stream a highlight. You know that part of the stream with the fucking glitch? I forgot to make it a highlight. I'll definitely do that today before I head off to sleep. Yeah, I'll go back on the stream and edit it a little bit. I've got too much shit on me now, so I'm gonna go and sell at Darkova. Again, they don't have a lot of money. The hunter by itself is worth a lot of money. $300. Hey man, I must be making them good money though. Every time I come here, I've always empty them out. Sure, give me whatever you can. Oh, Amarad's just there, isn't it? Yeah, Amarad's just there. So let's head there really quick. Do I need anything from them? I don't think so. They can pay me though. Hallows hates me, but that sounds like a personal problem. Actually, I don't need to do this. I can just buy food from them. It's a bit expensive, but... Again, food is getting a bit expensive around here, but options. Yeah, if I harass them enough, like if I just stay here for long enough, he loves the Sultan. He loves the Sultan. So I guess you won't mind if I take him prisoner as well. Get his shield up. You're gonna die. Told you. Do you reckon I can conquer the whole map before Banlord's out? Because I've only been doing this for about, what? I doubt it. Damn it. Why'd you have to put a downer and everything, my friend? Why'd you have to be so realistic? You're taking ages. I mean, now that I've got enough lords, I think I should be able to speed up the process of recapturing everything. Or capturing everything, that is. So I'm gonna go back. I'm going to... Oh, okay. Got another friend. Losing a lot of troops, though. Yeah, you better run. Because I'm coming for you. All of yous. Against 500? Not even sweating it. Not even sweating it. I'm gonna stop wasting arrows, actually. Go on, my children. Bring them hell. Bring them hell. You get credits, don't you? Once you capture the whole map, you get credits. Saying you've conquered everything, don't you? Okay, I'm pretty sure I've done it before, and that's what I got. And then my game got corrupted. My save file got corrupted. See, my main issue is that I don't have enough lords to support the cause. That's my main issue. If I had more lords that would defend the castles, then I wouldn't be worried, because I could just keep capturing more. But every time I capture something, then I've got to defend it for the next 20 years. Well, if I had decent lords, a decent amount of lords, then they would never besiege it. Just like Darkuba the other time, I left it alone. And then when I went to do something else, I can't remember what it was, and he kept getting besieged. No, it was Barrier, wasn't it? No, it was Darkuba, we conquered it like 4 or 5 times. And now, one way that I've heard that you can easily get more lords is to, every time you capture a castle or a city, don't assign it to anyone. Keep it independent. Keep it not making sure who you're going to give it to yet. Problem is, I can't afford that kind of shit. But I guess it's a good idea doing that with the Saronids now, because there will be lords that have got no lands, and I could potentially offer them lands. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to call in a crusade, and we're going to take over a castle. I'm going to keep it for a little bit. Then whoever wants to come over is free to come over. Mamluks and Master Archers, those are the main veteran footmans, I guess. Get rid of them. And take them, I think, yep, them and them. Yep, happy days. Oh damn, there's so much shit that I can't even take it all. Okay. So that's exactly what I'm going to do now. I'm going to go to Praven. Oh, let me go Dark Cobra, see if I can sell it. Prisoners. No. I can sell it in Amarad, 100%. Because, no, Book Merchant, he's not here, I guess. Okay, let's go Praven then. Stop by Halma, see if I can sell it. So I'm gonna take another major city from them. Or at least a castle, and then wait for someone to join the kingdom. Because if that's the way to go, then I don't mind doing that. Even if I have to pay a lot at the beginning. It'll be worth it later down the line. Come on, where's everyone, man? Where's all the slave traders? Rivershag Rembandin. Okay. Amarad, I was just there. Maybe I didn't spot him and he was just hiding in the corner. Let me drop these off. Oh, I've got the Sultan with me. That's good news. Means I'll either fetch a really nice price for him, or even better, I can move freely across our lands. And I shall be Marshal. And now we can cause havoc. Yo, Artimina. Yep. We're getting shit done, bro. Getting shit done. See if I can sell these guys actually. Ah, let's go. I've got a big following already, which is good. Come on, let's go. Come on, keep up. Durin Castle. Where the fuck's Durin Castle? There? Who dares? The Rhodoks declared war? Are they serious? Oh damn! I just lost a lot of people then. Very low. That's why. Is it because I have enemies as part of the roster? I think that affects the morale of the troops. If I have enemies as troops, I think that affects my morale. I think that's why the morale's so low. It also doesn't help that I haven't had a fight in a long time, but so after taking this, I should be free to take any city I want, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go straight for the city, take it out, because I've got the troops. My troops are all elite, and my lords are now following me. I've got about 700 troops. I should be able to take any castle down that I want. $116 couch lance damage. Damn. Not fucking about, are they? So I'll check if I've got any Saronids. Yeah, I do. I have Saronid Mamelukes on my thingy, and I'm pretty sure that's what's dropping my morale. So I'll get rid of the Mamelukes, because I know that people are not happy about them. I like the Mamelukes though. They're decent. Such realism, much wow. What do you mean it's such realism? Take everyone prisoner. Drop the Mamelukes, 7 of them. Ouch. Standing and waiting for the arrows to come. Legit. So I'll take everything because we're about to besiege a city. And a little helps. Actually, I'll take the Mamelukes as well. Fuck it. I'll take everything, man. I don't care. Take everything as well. So average, if I go on to, is it notes? No, it's not. It's reports and party morale. Base morale. Oh, here you go. So I get him -14 for having Saronids, which is not good. Not good at all. But if I take Shari's now, they're out of the city. They don't have a city anymore. And that's exactly what I plan on doing. Let me just switch over to this and then besiege the town. Wait for my friends to arrive. Wait until tomorrow because they're slow as fuck. Wait until tomorrow again. And this should be enough to take it. Then Sarenids another faction that won't be bothering me for a while. Because they're all prisoners, and I've pretty much got half of their faction as a prisoner right now. And even though a lot of them will not join my kingdom because they hate me, at least I don't have to worry about them attacking me. Actually, I want the archers down here. I should have told them to stop before they climbed. So I need to take care of them bad boys up there, don't I? Yep. I see a lot of deaths, man, which I'm not too happy about, you know. I'm pretty sure we outnumber them by a lot, so... I just gotta take care of the archers that are on the towers. Once my infantry can climb the ladder safely without getting shot at from all directions, then I think we'll be able to win this quite easily. It's just that they're getting shot down halfway through the ladders, which is not helpful. There's an arm there. There we go. The Master Archers is still killing a lot of people though. What are they? Are they on the other side? Yeah, from what I can tell, they're inside the city and they're shooting out. So if I get my archers here, I should be able to do some decent damage. God damn it. There we go. What are we looking at? So we've killed 100 and we lost 170? No. 200 pretty much that we lost. I'm banking on troop quantity instead of quality at the moment. Hopefully we'll be able to penetrate through their defenses. That's what I'm hoping on. Nobody dropped any arrows. That's not good. I just hold this position. No. I'm gonna have to charge with the archers. I don't see another way around it at the moment. Actually, no. If they stand really close here, they can target a lot of them. And then if I pick up another small group of these and tell them to follow me and put them on this side, then we can kind of crisscross our arrows, crossfire. And then if I tell all archers, or everyone, oh, these are not mine. Okay. Fire at will. Wait, are you telling me that I've lost all my troops already? Or are we just waiting for reinforcements right now? We better just be waiting for reinforcements. I mean, we're in, so that means we can push in finally. Good news. Archers hold the high ground. I need arrows right now. Okay, I've got arrows. Oh boy, that's a lot of them. I can start picking at them from here, at least. Until I get their flanked, pretty much. Whew. Okay. I see someone coming from underneath me, but I really need to kill these guys, but it's too late. So yeah, we got reinforcements again, so it's okay. My best bet is that they don't have any archers on the walls, which allows my infantry to climb the towers, to climb the stairs without too many worries. I really need a strong weapon for this though. Like a axe would be nice. But I need a shield more than anything. There we go. Ouch. So now I'm kind of hoping that Mamelukes don't do their job, which is extremely unlikely. I'd say you give them. Oh no, we got more reinforcements. 10,000 years later, yeah. This is gonna take a little bit, but if we take the city, they run out of major cities. And they got reinforcements now. Come on, penetrate the defenses. I believe in you. That Mamelukes are no joke, man. One Swedish knight. He killed one. Yeah, I think this is a lost battle for now. I'm gonna hold off, I'm gonna retreat, I'm gonna leave some morale, wait until tomorrow. Gonna abandon the siege, just for a little bit. Just so everyone can regain their strength. And we'll go back in a minute. Okay, Mira, you go. So that was a failed attempt. That's okay though. They are now weak, at least. There's that. And if nobody ran away, so I'm gonna get rid of these Mamelukes, which are dropping my morale a lot. But I gotta do something else now. I gotta go Vincan Castle, don't I? God damn it. So I'll recruit on the way there. Rodox, I'll take sharpshooters, I guess. Who's in Vincan Castle? Who's the brave man that decided to assault one of my castles? Oh, the Rodox. Oh yeah, they got brave again, didn't they? Yeah, take them. So they've gone for the castle. I've seen them enter it. Not much I can do about that. What I can do is get there before the siege ends. It's going to be hard to defend, but then again I do have Swedish knights left, right and centre, so it'll be a good win. As long as I don't get shot in the back right now. Move, move. Thank you. As long as I don't get shot in the back right now, we should be able to win this. See, why don't all castles have two main entry points? Instead of just the ones that I have to defend. Because not all castles suck. No, just the ones that I have to defend. I always have to defend against really bad odds. But after this battle's done, I'm gonna wait for a little bit, let my my peoples regain their strength, and then we can go again, have a bit of fun. I'm gonna save my arrows because I don't see any more archers. I just see crossbowmen. I am gonna take down their crossbowmen though. I think they're the main ones causing damage. If you look, it's all the crossbowmen that are doing the damage. So if I take out their crossbowmen, they can't kill anything. That's happy days for me. I don't have enough arrows to kill like 500 of them. That's the only issue. But what else can I do? You know what I mean? I'm kind of short of options. Oh, is that reinforcements? Yep. Whoa! Okay. I'm not welcome there. Point taken. Good thing about crossbowmen is that their health, their armor's quite shit, so I can kill one of them with one single shot. Also, I've realized that my castles usually don't have crossbowmen. God damn it. Okay, I'm out. I'm out. So I'm gonna have to defend this great axe. Yeah, sure. I need to be more careful. Yeah, you can definitely tell that I should be having a crossbowman on the walls. It would make a big difference on these sieges. Most of these guys would never climb the walls. Then again, a lot of my crossbowmen would get unconscious on the way because of their guys shooting up. So it's kind of a trade-off. So, Hardy, what do you think of that kind of content that I did earlier? Do you think it's something that's doable if it's done in small doses? Where I go over stuff that I think is interesting, other videos that I think are interesting. Or is it too niche and too irrelevant? I mean, sometimes it's okay by myself, not interested in watching YouTube. Okay. Hello, Inferno. How you doing, my friend? Welcome back to the stream. Oh, doing some late nights DS3 invasions. What's Dark Souls? Is that what DS3 stands for? That's Souls 3? Yeah, okay. Dark Souls 3, The Lost Connection. Why is there a problem with connectivity within the game? Vengeance of fun. If you PvP against others 80% of the time, they pull the plug if they lose. Ouch. Do they not get because I know that some games, like especially PvP games. Ah, okay. Yeah, I know that some PvP games you get penalty for doing stuff like that, where they can pull the plug, but they actually stay in game for the next 10 seconds. I think Battle Royale games and the survival games tend to do that the most, where even if you disconnect, you still gotta wait in place for 10 seconds. Well, it's peer-to-peer. Ah. Not 80%. More like 10%. It depends on who you're fighting, doesn't it? If it's a douche, then obviously he's gonna do it. I guess if you're fighting against people who accept the game for what it is, then it's not too bad. Just there's always a douche. Oh, need to stretch. Fucking hell. Been sat in the same position for way too long. Even now, 1,000 years after the release. After 1,000 years of the release. So I guess it was a major problem when the game first released. Console only tryhards now. Yeah, so obviously that must have been a problem on the release, and really the developers should have considered that. That's the developers' fault. Don't hate the. I always say don't hate the players, hate the game, because of that. Hey, we get round 2 with these guys as well, which means they're about to get fucked hard. Because my Swedish gods, they don't fuck about. Hello, Galtrin. Yeah, my stream's doing fine. Yesterday I got raided with the 40 viewers, and it was god damn it, I'm stuck here now. Got raided with 40 viewers, which I mean only about 5 or 6 of them stayed, and not about only 5 or 6 of them actually were viewers and were active viewers. But it was quite interesting. It got quite a lot of follows. Oh boy. I got quite a lot of viewers. I went just flying then. I got catapulted across the fucking map. And yeah, I met some nice people yesterday. Wait, I'll tell you what was interesting about the raid is that I got raided with 40 people, okay, and obviously not all of them stay. That's standard. So I had about 18 to 20 viewers at points, and then my stream crashed. Okay, so the Streamlabs crashed on me, and when I came back, the stream went back online after about 10 seconds. I only had about 5 viewers. So what I'm assuming happened was one or two things. They were either all lurkers that was still on the host's stream, or they were bots. So it was one of the two. I can't put my finger on it because I don't know what's happening. Because I know I know how it works on Twitch. Basically, the more Mars bar giveaway, then when. I'm so happy that you mentioned that. I can't believe you remember that conversation yesterday. No, I'm actually not going for affiliate. Even with the 50 viewers and the 3 concurrent viewers that I could potentially get, I'm not going to do it. Because then that prevents me from streaming to YouTube and to Mixer. And at this point, how much am I going to get for what? There's about 20 views, so let's say it's about 10p a view. Nobody watches YouTube streams yet because YouTube stream YouTube stream is quite new. It's quite a new thing. But eventually it might grow, so it's not worth me sacrificing my discoverability, because I get a lot more impressions. Yeah, but they're not becoming a thing until now. Now is the time that YouTube's actually kicking its streaming game up. And YouTube's got a lot better discoverability than Twitch does, as we stand. And while I don't get a lot more viewers on YouTube than I do on Twitch, Twitch is definitely the best place to be if you want to be a streamer. I still get 1 or 2 views on YouTube. So that 1 or 2 views actually makes a big difference. Am I going to lose this? Are you fucking serious? Yeah, I'm actually going to lose this. That's not good. Yo, dude, that's really not good. Hold on. See if I can make to get any of the damage. Come on, give me a weapon. No chance. Oh fuck. Can't believe I lost this castle. I was doing so well as well. I'm just streaming for fun, my end. Yeah, so am I. But if I could make some money out of it, it would be nice as well. 1 agility as well that I lost. Damn. I can't believe this, that I was winning and then the Rodox literally did better than any of the troops I've ever faced. You know what sucks? I'm about to lose Durham as well, and I've lost all of my wait, are my troops still there, imprisoned? No, they're not. Damn it. I lost all of my my companions. I need Borsha. 6k? Jalcala ears. So I'll go and get him in a minute. I need money. I need to rescue Dirham before anything. Because Dirham's about to fall. Oh, come on. Seriously? Right, I need that weapon that guy dropped. I need it. No, stop it. Stop it. You're tickling me. God damn it. I will get this weapon and then you'll all pay for it. And I lost 2k as well. Yeah, it's not going well. Oh boy. It's a lot of people. So what's my money like? Not great. At least I made money. Yeah, sure, take them. I need the money. The bastards, they took oh no, it's Shariz that I was attacking. I thought they took Shariz because I've been besieging that. I was planning on taking over. Then we kind of failed the siege. I need to stay close to Durham actually. Yeah, let everyone return home. I don't need you. I'll be okay. I think I can hold the siege by myself. Oh no, they quit. Thankfully. So I need troops ASAP. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I don't have anything that important. Oh, but it's gonna cost me like 30k to build my troops back up. That's what's gonna hurt. It's building it back up. I can't believe that the sharpshooters are so efficient on a siege, man. I honestly did not expect to lose that siege at the end. No, I'm not interested. Whoops. Right, how much? So this is the type of thing that does happen where I'm just so used to be able to roam the land unchallenged, and then when guys like this show up, then I'm in a bit of a pickle. Okay, so that's the Lord, which does the most damage. These Nords, which is also really bad. Because Nords have a tendency to be really hard hitting. And I've only got recruits with me as well. My best chance of winning this is to kite him a little bit. And pretty much do a hit and run. And nope, that my troops don't die too quickly. Where I can actually do some damage. But it's not looking good, is it? So I'm gonna legit have to kill about 20 to 30 troops by myself. Okay, so I need to take care of the ranged. That's the main priority. As long as there's no range, they can't actually touch me. Random thought, I haven't met a single weeb in my life that I've taken seriously. Okay. I don't know any weebs, to be honest. I think I just stay clear of that kind of crowd. No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. That was a close battle. Could have gone wrong. Come on. Damn. Yeah, that could have gone. Oh no, warriors. Oh, never mind. It doesn't matter. No, I've changed my mind. I'll take everything now. Okay, lesson learned. Careful where you're going. So the plan is, go to Jalcala really quick, see if I can sneak in. Oh, come on. Yeah, gonna have to. He's way faster than me as well. So I am gonna have to fight him. He's Kurgit, so he's a horseman. Gonna have to fight him on the hill somehow. Gonna take him up to that hill. Can't cheese horseman. You can. I'm gonna get my crossbowman up here, as close to the wall as I can. They've got 60, wasn't it? So I'll get the cav. You mean I can't use my my knights? Yeah, sadly. But this is a patience game, so you take out one by one until they decide to rage. And that's when I'm in a bit of a pickle. But till then, I should be okay. I'm hoping that soon they'll be doing their job. Which doesn't look likely. So I'm gonna have to take care of all these Kurgats by myself. I should have just waited, man. I was in so much rush to get my 325 damage. Yeah, I do a lot of damage with the blunt weapons. I was in so much rush to get my my companion back that I completely forgot that my troops were completely damaged, and I should have just waited in the tavern for them. I just gotta keep an eye that keep an eye up ahead to make sure I don't get blocked by anything, including trees. That should be okay. Dude got shadow reamed. What's that supposed to mean? What's shadow reamed? I thought I fired then, but I didn't. I can still win this, I just need patience, basically. Give me enough time, enough arrows, I can take them all. Just need to keep moving though. My horse is low on health now. Oh boy. Still winnable, still winnable. I'm stretching it now, but I just need to get off my horse, get a few arrows. I just need a few, don't need many. One. Stay around the tree because it's safe. Bastard! Huh. Lost 10k. Ouch. That's gonna sting, yeah. That's down to 50k. If I had Borsche on my party, it wouldn't have been a problem because I could have escaped, but Borsche is my main tracker and Pathfinder. Oh, come on. How much do you want? Take the 4k, I can't be asked. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. Oh, he took my crossbow as well. So I feel like I'm just starting the game over again. Except my guy's extremely powerful. Where I'm fighting bandits and everything. Nope. That hurts. Now I've lost all of my companions as well, so the campaign's gonna come to a halt for a little bit while I gather my companions back up. I don't even think I've got a medic either. Oh, there's still one alive. So yeah, the main issue at the moment is the lack of companions. Take the crossbowman. Jerema's is nice because he's a medic. So I got lucky that my medic's here with me. But now I gotta go and somehow recover everything. So I'm gonna go to Praven really quick. And switch over my gear. Sell all this shit, make a tiny bit of money back. It's not a lot. No, these are all the things. Oh, they took all my horses, bastards. Not that I needed them. I should probably be selling them because I'm not using them. But every time my horse gets knocked out, there's a chance that he'll cripple. That's why I like to keep a nice, steady amount of horses around. Because once you put them back in your party, they usually recover. At least in this mod for some reason. Yeah. Let's go to Suno. See if we get lucky and find a companion. So I want to know... No. Borsha. Where is it? Jalkala. Okay. Manid. Nara. Nara. Oh, okay. Katrin is in Jalkala as well. Katrin. Jalkala. Niza, sorry. Niza is in Tulka. No, I can't go there. Leslie is in Yallen, which is Rodox. I can't go there. First connection error begin of the night. Ouch. Jalkala. So a lot of my guys in Jalkala. Translated, I was pulled the plug. So I can go to Nara at least. Let's start. And I can rebuild my army. Those are the main 2 points, positives out of this. Oh, come on. What are they again? Oh, they're crossbowmen. Shit. So, main order of the day, Duke. and then hope for the best. My shield's about to break. Shit. Yeah, I want to retreat. I'm gonna leave. Yeah, I'll pay. I'll pay. Go away. When will I learn? When will I learn? See, the Rodox have really pissed me off. So I'm gonna accept. And now I'm gonna focus totally on the nodes. On the Rodox. 38k I've got left. And my trainer, I don't have my trainer either, you know, so it's really hard for me to train troops up. So I'm just gonna gather a big bulk of them and go for numbers instead of quality at the moment. And hope that will stop them from attacking me on my way into the town. Then I'm gonna go from here as well. This is less defended than that bridge. I've got more entry points through this side compared to the other side. Oh, Lee. Okay, yeah, I'm dead. Fuck! How many were there waiting for me? Oh, 63 soldiers behind? I'm gonna have to, otherwise I'll lose everything. Between losing half of my troops and just completely losing all of them. Fuck! So yeah, I'm not seeing them for a long time. Basically, that's what that message meant. So yeah, I'm not recovering my my people anytime soon, my companions. I got a lot of Rodox now. I'm gonna carry on stacking them up, stacking them high. Then yo, dude, what if you got 17 knights? Yeah, I don't want to fight you. I could potentially take him on the hills with that many crossbowmen. No chance he can beat me when I've got that many crossbowmen. Surely. Am I willing to risk my troops on this? Yeah, damn right. Yeah, damn right I can take him. Nah, no chance he's beating me on this. No chance. There's no chance that he's beating me on this. Nope. I refuse to accept that reality. As long as I can take care of the knights. If I hit my shots as well. Incoming javelin to the face. Here's the thing, yeah. I purposely went on the mountain so I'd have a mountain fight, and what I get is a open field, which completely fucked me over. Yeah, so I purposely went against the mountain so I'd have a mountain fight. And then suddenly out of nowhere, I'm in middle of nowhere. 4.2 and I'm 4.1. For fuck's sake. Seriously? Look, since this is why I don't get ya. When I fight near Praven, I usually get a mountain setting, which is horrible for my Swedish knights. But now that I'm fighting him in the middle of the mountains, literally, I get hills, small hills. So this is a fight I can prolong for a little bit longer. Six mana times. How good are 6 mana times? Because he's got a lot of troop quality as well. Because Veggie guys are no joke, man. Them Vega archers are no joke either. 6 mana times equals 600 Swedish knights. Now that I've fallen again, I'm gonna leave. I'm just gonna do this until I can get to either a good position. Yeah, 7 behind, that's fine with me. No, I've just been here, so it won't let me. So I'm actually being forced to beg for peace with these guys. Wait, wait, what? I'm only at war with the Rodox and my troops are not doing anything, my lords. I would expect my lords to be raiding or something. Hold on. Do I need to call them? My lords aren't doing anything. Legit though. That's what's not good either. It's like one of them was just here. Me. Let's go Nara. See if I can get my some of my companions back anyways. Not all of them. But at least some of them. Manid, you're my best trader. Come back. Thing is, with the sieges, I think my best option is to go for a fuck ton of recruits and then do auto resolve. Come on. That's what I'm gonna do, because you can't fight against sharpshooters when you're sieging castles. It just doesn't work. You just get wrecked. So I'm just going to recruit as many as I can and take cheated by deciding to take the battle on the mountain, and the battle's resolved in the middle of, you know, open ground. That's enough to tilt me. When someone starts off with technically, you know, there's a lot of VS incoming. Alright. Let's start this party off. $251 sharpshooters. Damn. It's a good job I'm cheesing this fight out, innit? Oh, actually, I can... Yeah, I can sneak into the town. Oh, I thought I defended that one. Okay, so I can't sneak into the town just yet. I'm gonna sneak into the town after. Gonna free up my peoples. Come on, let me out. Yeah, sure. I'm gonna take the town anyways. Fuck it. Do you want to do it this way? We can do it this way. But I just lost 190, they lost 17. Wait, what? Are they serious? Damn, I can't even cheese this fight. Uh-oh. So this has become a rescue mission, hasn't it? So I can't even cheese this fight. I'm gonna have to go in, fight my way out again. Hopefully not get murdered. I got murdered. Yeah, please now enter the city. I'm at 100 health. I can do this. It's not a hard fight. Oh, he parried that. That could have been really bad. Fuck! Nearly got caught again. Have I sneaked into the town or what the fuck's happening? There we go. Legit though. That was intense, man. So I'm gonna go to the guard. Prison guard. Is this him? Yeah. So I can take him on. There we go. And now I enter the dungeon. I speak to these three bad boys. They're quite good at fighting. Stay out of the fight. Stay out of the fight. And Katrin. You stay out of the fight. I can take him on, proceeds to give the ball and skull in. Right, what are they? These are all friendly. Which is good, because sometimes the mission gets bugged and they turn into hostile. That's 2. Come on, follow me. Gotta be careful. Stockholm Syndrome. Look, look, their feet are so well protected. Can't even do shit. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Okay. Rescue mission was successful. Now I'm back to having 6.7 speed. Awesome. Let's go ahead and retake our castle. Uh-oh. I guess we can't. So, who's my trainer? I forgot what my trainer was. Oh, he was a thingamajig. Not Nizar. Actually, could have been Nizar. I thought his name started with J. J something. Probably wrong. So, Swedens are taking that castle. That's okay. I got 16 sharpshooters, which are gonna go to the top. Knights are gonna go to the top. So I'm thinking of taking down some sort of Rodok castle, but I know that their sharpshooters are just so deadly. So the only thing that I could even think of taking down would be that Ibdel's castle or Yallen. And Yallen looks sufficiently undefended. So that's what I'm gonna go for. Then they'll definitely ask for peace after this. Oh, 1 second. Let me abandon siege and get my siege gear on. Take this fucking castle down. Make them pay. They didn't have to declare war, yeah? They could have waited. Could have just left me alone. But no, they had to declare war, didn't they? That's fine with me, my friend. I see you looking at me. I'm gonna tell my archers to stay over there though. I don't want them to cross the river yet. I think if you got enough archers, you can actually take this castle quite easily. Or at least defend the castle, I mean. Because they gotta cross the river. They're just setting ducks while they're doing it. Thankfully, crossbowmen have got really shit armor. Still can't kill them with one hit though. Is that Vegas skirmisher on that wall? I think it is. Second, let me take him down and see what it is. Yeah, Vegas skirmisher. Okay. So I'm assuming the lord that's in there is a Vega lord. Telling you, they should have just left us alone. Same with the Saronids. The Saronids are nearly gone as well. They're down to one city. Well, they've climbed in, so I'm going to tell the archers to jump in as well. Join the party. Get everyone up those walls. It'd be a lot harder for them to defend if we're actually fighting on even ground. As long as they keep pouring in. Gonna head out and catch some sleep. Catch you later, man. Aye, see you later, my friend. Have a good night's sleep. I should probably be going to sleep as well, actually. It's getting late. I didn't even realise the time. I just got so tilted with the Rodox taking over that I forgot about the time. What are we looking at? Deaths and kills and etc. So they got about 50 people left. Because they only had about 180 in total, didn't they? And we've still got plenty. We've lost about 170, 180. So we still got about another 200 left. So unless something goes horribly wrong, we should be okay. I'm gonna tell my archers to hold the fire. Tell everyone to hold fire. Just push in. All we want to do is just push in at the moment. As long as they're up those walls, that's all that matters. Last thing we want to do is get stuck climbing them. Now that we've got a good foothold, they can fire at will. Because that'll increase our kills now. Right, I'll finish taking Yellen and then I'll head up to sleep as well. Why is everyone waiting? Hold your fire. Hold your fire. Go. Okay, fire it well then, since you're not gonna go anyways. There we go. Keep moving. Come on, keep going. You're doing fine. Climb up the wall then. So you're not going to do anything. Because I'm pretty sure what's happening is they're blockading down there. Now that we press charge, they should start moving. There we go. Good amount of troops recovered, so I'm gonna take hide blades as well. Anything that I can use to shove in the castle, I'm gonna take, basically. That's the whole idea behind this one. I might just deposit my own troops for now. Can I take everything? Yeah, I can take everything. There we go. Sell these useless equipment. Yeah, rotten pot can go, and I'll buy these. Cheese is quite cheap here. And manage the garrison, upgrade what I can, and shove everything in there. Yep. Okay. Do some more recruiting. If I can sell the prisoners that I've got. Nope. But now I'm gonna go to Praven. Yeah, I'm gonna go to Praven and see if anyone's waiting for me. Yeah. Didn't want to do that, but guess I have to now, don't I? They keep parrying. These guys are masters at parrying, man. It's unbelievable. There we go. Aye, see you later, my friend. Have a good night. Damn it. Veluca. Jalkala. Right, I'm gonna end the stream here anyways. It's getting quite late. And really I should be asleep. So yeah, I'll catch you guys later.